Hello everyone. Today we're going to learn about a very important day in American history, September the 11th, also known as 9/11 or Patriots Day. Let's take a moment to understand why this day is remembered and what it means to our country. September 11th, or 9/11, is the day that Americans remember each year to honor the lives lost and the brave men and women who died giving their life to help others. On September 11th, 2001, 4 airplanes were hijacked by terrorists. 2 of the planes headed for New York City. This is what the skyline of New York City looked like early on the morning of 9/11. 2 of those planes crashed into the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York City. Another plane crashed into the Pentagon, a government building near Washington, D.C. The 4th plane, Flight 93, crashed into a field in Pennsylvania after passengers bravely tried to stop the hijackers. Thousands of firefighters were among the first responders to arrive on the scene and ran to help those in the burning buildings. There were also lots of police officers and other first responders who rushed to help those in need, showing incredible bravery and courage. The Twin Towers were an important part of the New York City skyline. After the attacks, the skyline changed forever. The attacks began at 8:46 a.m. when the first plane hit the North Tower, and by 10:28 a.m. both towers had collapsed. This is a timeline of events that happened on 9/11. 7:59 a.m. American Airlines Flight 11, a Boeing 767 with 92 people aboard, takes off from Boston en route to Los Angeles. 8:14 a.m., United Airlines Flight 175, a Boeing 767 with 65 people aboard, takes off from Boston, also headed to Los Angeles. 8:19 a.m., flight attendants aboard Flight 11 alert ground personnel that the plane has been hijacked. American Airlines notifies the FBI. 8:20 a.m., American Airlines Flight 77 takes off from Washington, D.C. The Boeing 757 is headed to Los Angeles with 64 people aboard. 8:41 a.m., United Airlines Flight 93, a Boeing 757 with 44 people aboard, takes off from Newark en route to San Francisco. 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11 crashes into the North Tower of the World Trade Center, killing everyone on board and hundreds inside the building. 9:03 a.m., hijackers crash United Airlines Flight 175 into floors 75 through 85 of the World Trade Center South Tower. 9:37 a.m., Flight 77 slams into the western side of the Pentagon, killing 59 people on board and 125 military and civilian personnel inside the building. 9:59 a.m., the South Tower of the World Trade Center collapses. 10:07 a.m., hijackers deliberately crashed the plane in Somerset County, Pennsylvania, killing all 40 people on board. 10:28 a.m., World Trade Center's North Tower collapses, 102 minutes after being struck by Flight 11. Nearly 3,000 people lost their lives on September 11th, including people from different countries and backgrounds. After the attacks, the American flag became a powerful symbol of unity and resilience for the country. The New York Memorial features 2 large reflecting pools where the Twin Towers once stood. The names of all the victims are inscribed around the pools. Every year on September 11th, many people observe a moment of silence at 8:46 a.m. to remember when the first plane struck the North Tower. The Pentagon Memorial in Arlington, Virginia honors the 184 people who died in the attack on the Pentagon. The Flight 93 National Memorial in Pennsylvania honors the passengers and crew who courageously fought back against the hijackers. The 9/11 Memorial and Museum in New York City was built to honor the victims and tell the story about what happened that day. After the attacks, people across the country came together to help, donating blood, volunteering, and supporting one another. Many schools across the United States teach about 9/11 to help students understand the importance of this day in American history. Patriot Day is also a time to show patriotism and remember the strength and resilience of the American people. The bravery of the first responders on 9/11 is remembered and honored each year. They risked their lives to save others. After 9/11, New York City began to rebuild. The new One World Trade Center, also known as the Freedom Tower, was completed in 2013. The Freedom Tower is now the tallest building in the United States, standing 1,776 feet tall, which symbolizes the year of Americans' independence. Many people light candles, lay flowers, and visit memorials on September 11th to pay their respects. The phrase, "never forget," is often used to remind everyone of the importance of remembering 9/11 and honoring those who were lost. On Patriots Day, many people take time to thank first responders for their service and dedication. After 9/11, communities across the country united in support of one another, showing that even in the face of tragedy, people can come together. The acts of 9/11 led to the war on terrorism, which involved U.S. military efforts to combat terrorism around the world. Rescue workers on 9/11 not only saved people, but they also rescued many pets from the affected areas. Schools often engage in activities like making American flags or writing letters to soldiers as part of their Patriot Day observances. Many schools and organizations begin their Patriot Day ceremonies with the Pledge of Allegiance and the national anthem. Planting trees or gardens in memory of those who lost their lives is another way that people can honor the day. Candlelight vigils are often held in the evening on September the 11th, providing a peaceful way to remember and reflect. On Patriots Day, the American flag is flown at half-staff as a mark of respect and mourning for those who lost their lives. Don't forget to show your patriotism on 9/11 by flying your flag, saying the Pledge of Allegiance, or volunteering and helping in your community. 9/11 is a day to remember the past, honor the heroes, and reflect on the strength of our country. Let's remember those who were lost and the brave men and women who gave their all to help others. If you want to learn more about 9/11 or Patriots Day, make sure to check out books in your school or local library to find out more. Thank you for learning with me today. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel and share us with your friends. We hope you'll join us again soon for another lesson on Wonder of Learning. Until then, bye-bye.